The Kellison J6 is a rare and interesting car from the late 1950s and early 1960s. Jim Kellison, the man behind this car, was an aeronautical engineer who loved fast, stylish cars. Jim Kellison was born in the early 1930s and grew up building model planes. This early interest in flying shaped how he would later design cars. After high school, Jim joined the United States Air Force, where he learned skills that would be very useful later on. After leaving the Air Force, Jim opened a body and fender repair shop when he was just 22 years old. At this time, people were starting to use fiberglass to make car bodies. Fiberglass was light, strong, and allowed for creative, aerodynamic designs that were hard to make with steel or aluminum. Jim saw how useful this material could be and started experimenting with it to make car bodies that looked good and performed well. Jim's first big project was the Kellison J4, a car body designed to fit on a Chevrolet Corvette frame. The initial design looked great, but had problems with handling. To fix this, Jim asked for help from Chuck Manning, who was experienced in building Indy car frames. Together, they developed a new frame that made the car handle much better. This teamwork set the stage for Jim Kellison to start making high-performance sports cars, leading to the creation of the famous Kellison J6. In 1957, Jim Kellison started the Kellison Car Company. He wanted to make unique, high-performance sports cars that were different from anything else. By using fiberglass, Jim could make sleek, aerodynamic car bodies that were both light and strong. This new approach allowed his cars to go very fast and handle well, making them popular with racing fans and car collectors. The Kellison Car Company was much smaller than major car makers. This allowed Jim to focus on quality and craftsmanship, making sure each car met his high standards. The company's first important model, as we know the Kellison J4, was designed to be put on a Corvette frame. It combined classic American muscle car power with new design ideas. Even though the J4 was successful at first, it had problems with handling, so Jim looked for ways to make it better. To solve these issues, Jim worked with Chuck Manning, a talented frame builder. Together, they created a new frame specifically for Kellison's car bodies. This new frame had a steel X shape with Corvette suspension parts, which made the car more stable and easier to handle. And if you are enjoying this video, please subscribe. My channel is new and needs your support to grow. The improved design not only made the car perform better on the racetrack, but also made it more appealing to more people. Jim Kellison's commitment to new ideas and quality quickly earned his company a reputation for making some exciting and well-built sports cars of the time. The Kellison J6 is probably the most famous model made by the Kellison Car Company. It came out in the early 1960s and was designed to be a high-performance sports car that used cutting-edge technology and had sleek, aerodynamic styling. The car had a lightweight fiberglass body on a custom frame, which made it very fast and agile. The J6 usually had a powerful V8 engine, making it a strong competitor on the racetrack. One of the most striking features of the Kellison J6 was its design. The car sat low and wide, with flowing lines that made it look very different from other sports cars of the time. Using fiberglass allowed for creative and aerodynamic shapes that weren't possible with traditional materials. This design not only made the J6 look fast, but also helped it perform better by reducing air resistance and improving stability at high speeds. The J6 usually had big V8 engines that gave it lots of power. Many J6s used Chevrolet small block V8 engines. These came in different sizes like 283, 327, and 350 cubic inches. These engines were great because they were strong and reliable, which made them perfect for racing. Some J6s used Ford V8 engines instead. These were also powerful and good for racing and fast driving. Popular Ford engines included the 289 and 302 cubic inch versions, but here's what's really neat. Because the J6 was a kit car, some owners put in their own choice of engine. This meant that each J6 could be unique with its own special engine setup. Now, let's talk about the frame and suspension. The frame was super important for how the J6 drove. Many J6s had a special frame made just for them. It was made of steel tubes and designed to handle the power of those big V8 engines. It also gave the car a strong, stable base for its fiberglass body. Now, let's talk about how the J6 performed. All those powerful parts we talked about, The big engine, light body, and special frame came together to make the J6 a real speed machine. And if you ask, how fast could it go? Well, that depended on the exact engine setup, but many J6s could go faster than 150 miles per hour. Some J6s that were specially tuned could go even faster than that. The J6 wasn't just fast in a straight line. Because it was light and had a powerful engine, it could speed up really quickly. This made it great for drag racing too. The Kellison J6 was also known for being versatile. While many of the cars were built for racing, others were used as stylish, everyday cars. The car's performance and reliability made it a favorite among car enthusiasts who wanted a unique and exciting vehicle they could drive both on the track and on the street. And during the early 1960s, Kellison cars were often seen at racing events across the United States. They competed in various categories, from amateur races to more prestigious competitions. The cars often did well, winning many races and finishing on the podium frequently. These successes helped establish the Kellison name in the racing community and attracted the attention of car enthusiasts and collectors. One of the key factors behind the J6's success was how easy it was to modify. The car's design allowed for easy changes and upgrades, enabling owners to fine-tune their vehicles for specific racing conditions. This flexibility made the J6 a popular choice among racers who wanted a car that could be customized to meet their needs. Additionally, the availability of aftermarket parts and support further increased the car's appeal. The Kellison J6 is considered a rare car for several reasons. First and foremost, fewer than 100 Kellison J6 cars were produced, and Jim Kellison's operation was much smaller in scale, and each car was often custom built to order. Another factor contributing to the J6's rarity is its niche market. The car was primarily aimed at racing enthusiasts and collectors rather than the general public. This limited audience meant that the demand for Kellison cars was lower than for more mass-produced vehicles. As a result, fewer J6 models were sold, and even fewer have survived to the present day. Over time, many Kellison J6 cars have been lost or damaged, further reducing the number of surviving examples. Some cars were heavily modified for racing, which could lead to wear and tear or even accidents. Others may have been neglected or abandoned, as the car's niche appeal meant that not everyone appreciated its value. Today, finding a well-preserved or fully restored Kellison J6 is a rare and exciting event for car collectors and enthusiasts.